Okay, right again, students. Welcome. Welcome to Biology Breeze. Now, let us go into the main aspect of human reproduction. Now, as we have already learnt about important terms that we're going to come across in this chapter, let us see what is the reproductive events, that occur in humans. The first one is gametogenesis. Gametogenesis. Gametogenesis is the process of formation of gametes, right? That is the sperms in males and the ovum in females. Followed by insemination. Insemination is the transfer of sperms into the female genital tract. Transfer of sperms into the female genital tract. Fertilization. It is a process of fusion of the sperm with the ovum, leading to formation of zygote. Right? Fourth, implantation. The formation and development of blastocyst. Formation and development of blastocyst and its attachment to the uterine wall. Then we have gestation period, that is the total embryonic development, that is the time by which the zygote is formed till the birth of the young one from the mother's body is known as gestation or gestation period. And the last is parturition, the delivery of the fully formed baby from the mother's body. So all these aspects, they form the reproductive events. So I am repeating once again. First, gametogenesis. 2, insemination. 3, fertilization. 4th, implantation. 5, gestation. And 6th is parturition. What are going to learn in this chapter? Okay, the first topics or the various topics we are going to learn is about the male reproductive system, the female reproductive system, the gametogenesis, about menstrual cycle, about fertilization and implantation, pregnancy and embryonic development, parturition and lactation. Right? So let us see the first one. What is about the details about the male reproductive system? Okay. So this is the diagram 3.1a, where you have a 3.1 where you have two different diagrams. Here I have shown only one the diagram. Okay, the lateral, that is the view where you can go into the showing the testes and other details. Okay, a part of testis is open and the details are shown. Okay, so what are the various parts of the human male reproductive system? Let us see in this flow diagram. The male reproductive system consists of the primary sex organ and the secondary sex organ. The primary sex organ consists of pair of testes, right? Secondary sex organs can be divided into three different parts. One is the accessory glands, the accessory ducts, and the external genitalia. As we know, the primary sex organ consists of testis, right? And then we have got accessory glands. What type of glands we have in the male reproductive system? There are three different types of glands called seminal vesicle, the prostate gland, and the Cowper's gland. Right? Accessory ducts consist of red testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens. And external genitalia consist of only one organ called penis. Okay? So let us go into the primary sex organ, which is called as a testis. Okay? So what is this testis? And let us understand about the testis. Now usually we know the testis. Okay. The testis, we have one pair of testis, and these testes are situated outside the abdominal cavity within a pouch called scrotum, otherwise called scrotal sacs. Right? So scrotum or scrotal sac is a very, very important part. Right? Then also we have the testis, that is the scrotum. Why the testes are located outside? The testes are located outside because they have to maintain the temperature for 2 to 2.5 degrees lower than the body temperature. Right? And this is very, very essential for the production of sperms in the body. Now what is the shape of the testis? Each testis is oval in shape, right? With a length of about 4 to 5 centimeters and a width of 2 to 3 centimeters. Each testis which is located in a scrotal sac or scrotum, is oval in shape with a length of about 4 to 5 centimeters and a width of about 2 to 3 centimeters. Now each of these testes, if it is cut open and you can see inside, what is it? Each testis will be having about 250 small compartments called testicular lobules. Testicular lobules. Okay. And if you look at that, each testis consists of about 250 small compartments called testicular lobules. Each lobules contain 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules. Right? What are they? Testicular lobules consist of seminiferous tubules. Okay. What happens in them? In which sperms are produced. The sperms are produced. Each seminiferous tubule is lined on its inside by two types of cells. Right? If you look at the cells here, okay, we have got a diagram also, very beautiful diagram. You can see here the small testicular lobules and also you can see the seminiferous tubules. Yeah. So each seminiferous tubule is lined by two types of cells. Right? So what are the two types of cells? The first type of cells are called as male germ cells, otherwise called spermatogonia. You can see inside, right? So you can see on the left side we got spermatogonia, right? And also we have got some other cells called Sertoli cells. What are the cells called? Sertoli cells. So we have got two types of cells. Each seminiferous tubules is lined by some two types of cells. One is called spermatogonia or male germ cells, of course, which are diploid, having a ploidy of 2n, and the Sertoli cells. Okay. So as the name suggests, spermatogonia are those cells which will be giving rise to or they will be undergoing cell division to produce sperms. Right. Now what type of cell division they undergo now? Right. So we know there are only two types of cell divisions, mitosis and meiosis. So since the gametes are haploid, so naturally the spermatogonia has to undergo meiosis. So meiotic division is a main division leading to therefore formation of sperms. That is called spermatozoa. So you can see spermatozoa form. Then what is the function of Sertoli cells then? Sertoli cells are those cells which will be providing nourishment to the developing sperms. So what do? They provide nourishment to the germ cells, right? To germ cells. Okay, so maybe about spermatogonia, right? Now, after also, if we go outside the region of the seminiferous tubule, okay, the region outside the seminiferous tubule, the pink one as shown in the diagram here, dark pink one, we can see some special other things which are found here, which may mainly consist of the blood vessels, and then it consists of another cells called Leydig cells, which are also called interstitial cells. Yeah, you can see here. Interstitial cells are also called Leydig cells. Okay, and also we have got some immunological competent cells here. Okay, so usually the Sertoli cells are found inside the seminiferous tubule, right? Whereas the region between the seminiferous tubules are lined by interstitial cells, also called Leydig cells. And what do these do? So Leydig cells synthesize and secrete certain testicular hormones called androgens. What are they? So they synthesize and secrete certain hormones. So male sex hormones called as androgens. So these androgens are produced from the these cells. Now coming to the accessory ducts. Okay. So what are these accessory ducts now? Right? Well, usually what is the function of ducts? Ducts usually carry certain materials, isn't it? Like for example, when we studied last year, class 11th, about urinary system, isn't it? Excretory system. There was a duct called ureter. So what was a duct function? It was to carry the waste material, that is the urine, from the kidney to the urinary bladder. So ducts are those structures which will be carrying certain important, transporting certain substances. So we got ducts here, and the ducts are the main ducts. The male accessory ducts consist of red testis, right? So as we have seen in the flow chart, isn't it? The flow chart shows the red testis followed by vas efferentia, epididymis, and then we have a vas deferens. Okay, so how these are formed inside the testis? The seminiferous tubules of the testis open into vas efferentia through red testis, right? The seminiferous tubules of the testis open into vas efferentia through red testis, right? The vas efferentia leave the testis and open into epididymis located along the posterior surface of each testis, right? The epididymis leads into vas deferens, right? Epididymis leads into vas deferens that ascends to the abdomen and loops over the urinary bladder. Okay, then it receives the duct coming from the seminal vesicle and opens into urethra as a ejaculatory duct. Now, to understand this formation, let us go back into the diagram of human male reproductive system. You can see here, right? So you can see the testicular lobules here. Look at the diagram here, right? Look at the diagram. So we got testicular lobules, then followed by we have got highly coiled red testis, right? And then we have vasa efferentia, right? And then epididymis, and look at the epididymis is very much coiled, and then it forms a vas deferens. And this vas deferens is joining with that. You can see the diagram in this case, that this joining with the duct coming from the, what do you call, urinary, it is urinary bladder, or coming from the seminal vesicle, and then it forms a common duct which opens outside by means of urethra, okay, and that is the main duct. That is the main duct, right? So the formation, that is the sequence is the red testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens. The main duct is vas deferens, but when how vas deferens is formed? From its precursor. So like that, in that case, what do you call, the accessory ducts are formed, and they open to urethra as a ejaculatory duct, isn't it? Now coming to the accessory glands, okay. So three types of glands, as we can see in the flow chart, okay. There are three types of glands in the male reproductive system, and what are they? They are nothing but the prostate gland, the seminal vesicle, and the Cowper's gland, okay. Okay, so three types of glands are there, right? So prostate gland secretes citric acid, liquid, and certain enzymes. Prostate gland secretes citric acid, liquid, and certain enzymes. And seminal vesicle secretes mucus. And a watery alkaline fluid containing fructose that provides nutrition and energy to the sperm. That is a function of seminal vesicle. And we have got the Cowper's gland, which are also called bulbourethral glands, right? And when you look at the secretion of this bulbourethral gland or the Cowper's gland, they secrete mucus which help in lubrication of penis during copulation, okay. So the secretions of all these glands, that is the prostate gland, the seminal vesicle, and the Cowper's gland, they usually, it is called seminal plasma, okay. And this seminal plasma is rich in fructose, calcium, and certain enzymes, right? Certain enzymes. Now coming to the very last part of the part, that is called as the last part, which is the external genitalia, right? Now the penis is the external genitalia in the case of human males, right? And it's made up of certain special erectile tissue that helps in erection, right? That is during the process of insemination, right? And the distal part of this penis is enlarged, and it is called as glans penis. You can see here in this diagram, right? The distal part of the penis is enlarged, and therefore it is called as a glans penis, right? And it is covered by a loose fold of skin called foreskin. Okay, children. So I think today we have read and learnt very much about the male reproductive system, okay, and then the various parts of the reproductive system. And this particular flow chart is a very, very important chart because it helps you to understand the various aspects of the human male reproductive system. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe my channel, right? Stay at home, stay safe, and also stay healthy. Thank you very much.